What's up, everyone, and welcome to MovieGasm.com. Today, we will be taking a look at what we think the Avengers roster might look like after Endgame as Marvel heads into Phase 4 and the inevitable Avengers 5.
Whatever it takes.
Some heroes who were officially recognized as Avengers remain so even after the events of Avengers Endgame. Many of them had full-time commitments to the team and even lived in the Avengers compound before it was destroyed. If the Avengers reassemble, these heroes are likely the first to answer the call. Spider-Man. This seems obvious, but it's actually quite hard to tell. Spider-Man is an official Avenger as deemed by Tony Stark in Infinity War.
You're an Avenger now.
Tony regarded Peter Parker as his protege, and judging from how Nick Fury is recruiting him in Spider-Man Far From Home, it seems likely Spidey is being groomed to take Iron Man's place as the world's top superhero. Hopefully, fans will get a clearer idea of Spider-Man's future as one of Earth's mightiest heroes after Spider-Man Far From Home. Hulk. Hulk is the last founding Avenger still affiliated with the team, even though Hulk has been permanently injured after using the Infinity Gauntlet in Avengers Endgame. He has never been in a better place since Bruce Banner's intellect has now been fused with the Hulk's strength. The Green Goliath is even now a popular celebrity who takes selfies with children in diners. It's not clear what's next for Professor Hulk, but his status as an Avenger is unquestioned. Falcon, aka the new Captain America.
Don't care about Falcon, he's a useless piece of shit.
At the end of Avengers Endgame, Sam Wilson received a major promotion to Captain America when the elderly Steve Rogers gave him his shield. Though Falcon was a fugitive who was in defiance of the Sokovia Accords before Avengers Endgame, he's still a bona fide Avenger. Fans will find out what Sam does next with the shield and whether he officially becomes Captain America in the upcoming Disney Plus Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. War Machine. James Rhodes has been an Avenger since the conclusion of Age of Ultron, and he was one of the few members who signed the Sokovia Accords. Rhodey has been an understated but always a reliable Avenger. He remained War Machine even after he was paralyzed in Captain America Civil War, and he distinguished himself in Avengers Endgame. Since he's a career Avenger and essentially a second Iron Man, the Avengers can always count on Rhodey. Scarlet Witch. Like Falcon, Wanda was a full-time Avenger who refused to sign the Sokovia Accords and became a fugitive. Now Scarlet Witch is back after dying in the decimation, but Vision is still dead. Wanda was able to get some revenge on Thanos in Avengers Endgame's final battle, and she was last seen speaking to Clint Barton at Tony Stark's funeral. The Avengers are basically all Wanda has at the moment, but fans will get to see what's next for her and Vision in the upcoming Disney Plus series WandaVision. Now let's take a look at the heroes who are possibly Avengers after Endgame. Several major superheroes in the MCU have fought alongside the Avengers, but fans never actually saw them sign on to the team. Nevertheless, some of these heroes headline their own billion-dollar Marvel franchises, and fans are waiting for them to be officially recognized as Avengers in Phase 4. Captain Marvel. Is Captain Marvel actually an Avenger? It's not entirely clear after Avengers Endgame whether Carol Danvers officially signed on to be part of the team. Captain Marvel saved Tony Stark and Nebula in deep space, and she was a major player who helped turn the tide against Thanos. But fans haven't seen her spend substantial time on Earth since 1995. During the 5 years after the decimation, Carol was working with the Avengers, but she preferred to remain in outer space. Still, the Avengers were technically named after Danvers' USAF call sign, and Carol has proven she'll return to Earth whenever she's needed. Captain Marvel is clearly meant to be one of the lead characters of the MCU going forward, so hopefully her status as an Avenger will be verified soon. Black Panther. Having been an Avenger a bunch of times in the comics, Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther is extremely likely to join the team in a future film. In 2014, Boseman signed a 5-picture deal with Marvel, and to date he's completed 4, including Avengers Endgame. While his last film could be Black Panther 2, the release of that film is a ways away, and it wouldn't be out of place to extend the contract. Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's thanks to Ant-Man that the Avengers were able to save the universe in Avengers Endgame. But did he officially join the team? Scott Lang served out his prison sentence for violating the Sokovia Accords, and Hope Van Dyne joined him to fight alongside the Avengers against Thanos. After Tony Stark's funeral though, Scott and Hope likely returned to their lives in San Francisco and to be with their families. Still, since Marvel hasn't announced Ant-Man 3, it's hard to imagine Ant-Man wouldn't come running if the Avengers needed him again, and Wasp would likely join in as well. Bucky. Bucky is a big question mark, mainly because of his legal status. Thanks to his decades of Russia and Hydra-sanctioned assassinations, the Winter Soldier was a fugitive even before he was framed for the death of King T'Chaka in Captain America Civil War. Black Panther forgave him and gave Bucky sanctuary in Wakanda before his death in Infinity War. Now that Bucky is back in Avengers Endgame, it's not clear whether he's still considered an international fugitive. Is Bucky even legally allowed to be an Avenger? Hopefully some answers will come soon in Disney Plus's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange didn't actually join the Avengers in Infinity War because he didn't get along with Tony Stark. After his return in Avengers Endgame, the master of the mystic arts has his work cut out for him defending the world without his greatest weapon, the Time Stone. Strange's first priority is saving the Earth from magical threats, and it's not known if and when he'll become an official Avenger. Ironically, Wong actually has a better relationship with the Avengers than Strange did, but it's also not clear if Wong ever became an Avenger. Valkyrie. At the end of Avengers Endgame, Thor left Valkyrie in charge of the new Asgard when he left Earth. Valkyrie joined the final battle against Thanos, and if Thor 4 is announced, she is likely to be a key player in that sequel.
I think it's great that there is an elite force of women warriors. It's about time.
But there is no indication Valkyrie joined the Avengers at any point. Still, despite New Asgard being her top priority, Valkyrie remains close with Professor Hulk, and she could become an Avenger if he came calling. Shang-Chi. Once upon a time, no one knew who Iron Man or the Guardians of the Galaxy were. That didn't stop either from becoming a hit franchise. With Shang-Chi, Marvel hopes to replicate success with a Kung Fu secret agent who will be Marvel's first Asian lead superhero in Shang-Chi. An actor for the title role has yet to be announced. Shang-Chi has a relatively short history as an Avenger in the comics. He was recruited by Iron Man in Jonathan Hickman's run on Avengers. But that there's history at all means it's more than possible for the big screen. Now let's take a look at the surviving Avengers who aren't Avengers for now.
I'm Clint.
I don't care.
A couple of founding Avengers survived Avengers Endgame, but left the team at the end. However, if the circumstances are right, and if the actors' contracts are re-upped, they could still return to the Avengers in Phase 4 or after. Meanwhile, two members of the Guardians of the Galaxy spent 5 years working alongside the Avengers and are likely considered members too. Hawkeye. No one has retired and then unretired from the Avengers more than Clint Barton. At the end of Avengers Endgame, Barton once again walked away from the superhero life to be with his family. However, the upcoming Hawkeye Disney Plus series is expected to see Clint return alongside with the new Hawkeye, Kate Bishop.
Wish that Green Arrow was in this unit.
Time will tell if Barton will return to the Avengers, but whether he's known as Hawkeye or Ronin, Clint has always answered the call when he's needed. Thor. Thor's avenging days are behind him for now, since he left Earth alongside with the Guardians of the Galaxy at the end of Avengers Endgame. In fact, the God of Thunder proclaimed his new group the Asgardians of the Galaxy, though it's not yet certain whether Thor will be part of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Even though Thor is currently back in outer space seeking a return to his heroic form, it hopefully means he will return to the Avengers again in the future.
I agree.
Rocket and Nebula. Now that they're reunited with the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket and Nebula are back in outer space with the intergalactic misfits they consider their family. Considering the key roles they played in Avengers Endgame, however, Rocket and Nebula are likely considered members of the Avengers as well.
That's the first thing you said that wasn't that shit crazy!
Both Rocket and Nebula worked with the Avengers in the 5 years after the decimation, and the team couldn't have acquired the power and reality Infinity Stones without their help. Even though being Guardians of the Galaxy is their first priority, hopefully Avengers Endgame won't be the last time either of them gets to be an Avenger. So far, every phase of the MCU has had an Avengers film towards the tail end, and each phase typically lasts between 3 and 4 years. Taking that and the production slate of movies ahead, that means the earliest audiences can expect Avengers 5 is really sometime around 2023 or 2024. It wouldn't be a surprise if Marvel held it off for a while, in order to let the brand's power continue to grow before any announcement. Who do you think will make the roster for Avengers 5? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to check out MovieGasm.com. My name is Blaine, and we appreciate you sticking around until the end.